Good evening, warm greetings, very welcome back, and we will start today with a short transmission from Madhavan.
Lighthouse पर विश्व को लाइट दे सकते हो तो एक सेकंड में सभी चारों
Warm welcome back. We are just going to assign the Spanish, and it would be lovely to hear your thoughts, experiences, reflections from yesterday, and also from the reading this morning. The simple example that's sometimes given, that a man can be very strong, but if he is tied, then he is powerless. He cannot exhibit his strength. So in the same way, the soul is inherently powerful and mighty, and also a form of light. But if there is a bondage, then that cannot be experienced or exhibited. So yesterday, that example of the story being a deception, that we are victims of our own co-creation, how sophisticated we buy into the story and the role, which creates that bondage, and the power of the aspect of reducing the story. And I love this sentence: if the soul is conscious, the story remains a story. So we can use it in a meditation commentary, but then something suddenly becomes big. The sign of the soul being conscious is story remains story, and that provides the light and might to actually help the invisible actors. So welcoming everyone again, and those who've just joined. I'm going to hand over now to Vishan. Looking forward to this space together to awaken the light and mighty soul. Om Shanti.
Thank you, and hello and good evening. It is nice to see Baba speaking those words, Lighthouse, Mighthouse, very central for our service. And any of these things, the accuracy makes a huge difference. We often say, even right now, you are in some very big distance away from here, and we can communicate because there is accuracy. Science is doing these things with lots of precision. There is no vagueness. Something similar. If there is accuracy, then there are guaranteed results. And we are questioning, this subject, not taking it lightly, right from the first word, soul and soul awareness. The foundation, more we check it and put the foundation right, then everything is strong. So let us create a few minutes of attention again. In the blessing today, we heard the word ekant, solitude, and ekagrata, concentration. Even for a short time, we have the option to come in that. So even here, there's so much, there is gathering here. But whilst this gathering is there, we have the option to come into solitude. And ultimate solitude we get in our supreme home. We have the option to apply our focus and concentration and be in that expanse. As was mentioned yesterday, if we you feel closing the eyes helps in this concentration, then during this minute, feel free. All along, we are seeing the reality of that supreme sky. The sky reminds us of the family and the Father. Mm. It is so nice for us to have some visual image, and the most important image for us, and this is what the whole of our life is. The spiritual student is we are dealing with this box. Maya's field of action is here. Can't underestimate it. We may know everything, but the whole numbers are created here. How much we become free from this web. Extraordinary gift, but it is also a web. We also are aware that here is our supreme home. We agree to this, and we are aware of our family. Sketch is nice, and we can draw these sketches. Family, home, Father. If our mind is in having thoughts of the story, for last 2 minutes, last 5 minutes, we are thinking of the story and there is passion, then it is not possible in that environment for the soul to become conscious. You can know 100%, and then it is ego-based effort that goes on. Soul cannot become conscious in that environment. This environment of passion and story, that absolutely favors Ravan. And where there is Ravan, there is no angel. And then ego-based effort can continue. He can speak knowledge, that all that can continue. For the soul to become conscious, we need that environment of the supreme home. Many times we say it is a sentence, or thoughts from some. That home, we are hardly there. This world is what is more important. Why do we need to think of the home? No, that home is a necessary environment for the soul to become conscious. It is a huge help for us. Just we need to come in that in that dimension, more important, coming beyond the story. No thoughts and no passions of the story. Even for minutes. If we do that, then during those minutes, we are not supporting ego. We are not supporting the heads of Ravan. Yesterday, Baba used this expression, your intellect gets awakened, and soul gets awakened. So God has to come to awaken the soul. Just the knowledge of the soul is not awakening. When we can speak about soul, we are convinced about soul, but that is not awakening. That is very clear, another step for us. And just like anyone who wakes up, the game is very different. If someone is asleep, someone is in dream, and someone wakes up, there is a difference. Instantly he is useful to himself to start with, useful to others, but he understands who he is and where he belongs. He understands what is wrong, what is right, what is confusion. He understands. He won't put himself in danger if he is awake, conscious. So this is like the important milestone for us. Soul becoming conscious. We have mentioned in the past, and just necessary to remind ourselves of that. We spoke about some phases of the body consciousness, soul becoming body conscious. What happens? First thing, what is required for the soul to become body conscious? For the soul to become unconscious, what is required? You want to answer? One word answer.
Ego, I and my confusion. The environment, the wrong environment, forgetting God, attachment.
The word for this weekend is darkness. Opposite of light is the darkness. And I agreed, all the words are right, and confusion is darkness. So as in full light we can see even who we are, so obvious. But as the darkness increases, we can't see ourselves. We can't see that line clearly. We don't know where the drama begins and where the real world is. It is a confusion. You are mixing things like children. Children can't see clearly. Drama is separate and it is getting blurred. And complete darkness, then you can't even see at all. Not just darkness. You can't see your alokik world. That is complete darkness. And day in and day out, you are in this Cinderella world. We use different words, the camel, elephant, dragon story. Day in and day out, you are in that. So we spoke about these phases. First is confusion, then you create bondage, and then this leads to the next level. Bondage means you are deceived, they're getting deceived in this web and don't realize even, but then you become unconscious. In the hospital, if a patient comes, he is in the head injury, he's confused. But if it gets worse, he becomes unconscious. Starts with some confusion. So also here, the next step is in the full darkness, the soul doesn't even know he exists or who he is. The perspective of the soul is not there. Intoxication is not there. If he's conscious, there's full intoxication of who he is, where he belongs, whom he belongs. There's a wonder. He has this wonderland. If he's unconscious, then that 100% is blocked. And reality is still there, but he is not experiencing it. So darkness is a nice image. And then the next thing that happens, ego becomes conscious. That is a nice language because the perspective is now from the ego. And the ego is embodiment of ignorance, fully, absolutely convinced, stubbornly in that position. That is what the Ravan's position is. Fully 100% into the story, no question. He doesn't want to know anything more. That is the position of Ravan, position of ego. So you, me, if during the day you can ask, check, this story, it appeared so important and it matters, who said what matters, little things, you did not see it as a story. If there was that time, that means it is ego, and we may just sort of adapt to the Brahmin world and a Brahmin family, but that is also a story. That is also temporary. Necessary step, but that is not the destination. But for ego just adapts, but stays in that story with full conviction and stubbornness. But the real issue of ego doesn't want you to be conscious. Ego doesn't want the soul to become conscious. Ego doesn't want to die. That's why Baba used the expression once, inside there is a war, and that is a Ganagor, fierce war. Baba used the expression between Ram and Ravan, because all the ego are absolutely, fully alert to fight. Big enemy of the soul. This is for us and this is for everyone else. 8 billion. So if we want to help 8 billion others to become conscious, we definitely need light here. In the darkness, we do very little real progress, because darkness absolutely favors the ego. But once we understand, it is fun, because now you realize, okay, it makes a huge difference. Our efforts, huge difference. All that is required is light of truth. The reason we are drawing this sketch each time, and we should keep this sketch like this in our rooms, prominent place, because each time you look at it, it is creating light. Essence of knowledge is to see the bigger map, and because we want to be free from this web. One reason In the expression Baba used the other day, Baba comes to awaken the souls and awaken the intellects. The difference between Paras and Patthar, Paras can see the big picture. It makes a huge difference. Knowing the three worlds is one thing, in the Trilokinath, I tell others, but if you are Trilokinath, three worlds, truly Trilokinath, then you are Karmatit. All that's required is the intellect that can see the big map so clearly. And then you are seeing the story for what it is. Just as you will be watching Mickey Mouse cartoon. You are watching it, you are amused by it, but you will never live in it. It will appear mad to be disturbed by Mickey Mouse cartoon. Your world is so obvious to you because your intellect can handle it, can see it. If we were to have Paras intellect, if we were Parasnath, means absolute Paras. That is the way we will see this cartoon here. 5,000 long cartoon. You will see it the same way. It will appear absurd to be deceived by it and to get trapped in it, create desires, and to think that you are the Mickey Mouse in that cartoon. That whole thing appears so bizarre if we were Parasnath. We all have Paras, but Paras has to be made strong. If Paras becomes strong, then a whole of this Paras becomes 100%. Baba is what he is because he's Parasnath. That's all. Intellect is clear. And whether it is 5-minute cartoon or 5,000-year-long cartoon, he's not deceived. Not even for 1 second. Impressed by the things of the cartoon. Same attitude as 5-minute cartoon, he will have the same attitude here. That is why Parasnath. That's why, ocean of bliss and ocean of love. Game is with the intellect. Intellect needs to be strong. Each time we are using it, we are playing with it, it will become stronger. It is like it is stretching it and seeing the way Baba is seeing. You want to say anything? You want to add anything?
Yes, there are a few questions, but maybe I can just ask one as a follow-up from what you shared. In the morning reading, it was asked, are you a warrior or a Brahmin? So with Paras intellect, what kind of war is this? Presume it's not a battle. So with Paras, is it an intelligent war of strategy? And any comments on that?
Yeah.
And there are 3 or 4 other questions.
Yeah. Baba's way of inspiring us, giving us the contrast. Truth is, until you are Karmatit, there will be some kind of a war. So it will be good to have the answer. We are not war, it is all. But as long as the enemy is there, he will try to trick. But at least one is not, one is winning a war. That is a positive thing. And it is an intelligent war. When we are in Patthar, we might not even know that we are defeated even. We might think, oh, I had a nice traffic control and I had a nice Murli and nice service, filled it out, so good, everything is going very well, progress. But one can be very much on the other side of the line. Patthar is like that, but more we are seeing paras that are alokik, invisible dimension, invisible world, family, and life with God, all alokik, all invisible, but it all becomes the basis of intoxication. If that is there during that time, one is using paras, one is winning. And it doesn't stop there. You are creating light for others. It is like the one leads to another. Every minute, the drama goes on. Right now, Prashant is speaking, for example. The drama goes on. And at the same time, there is an option for the invisible prince to remain conscious. The cartoon doesn't stop. The cartoon doesn't need to stop. But one is not drowning in it. But if the attention is not given, then you are in the cartoon. And then ego comes and it appears completely normal, stubbornly normal. That is the ego-based life. Sure. And the next question.
Yeah. As you say, it feels like Baba's challenging the normalized, struggling life and giving the option for full light where there is flying, and we know that's normal. There's one participant who's from nursing background. She was looking at the parallel with general anesthetic or anesthesia. When someone is totally unconscious, is that meaning temporary intoxication? Maybe just trying to see the parallel with the physical unconsciousness.
Unconscious state is more like sleep. Intoxication is different. Intoxication, there is awareness of the reality, emerged experience of the real world.
So one question, human perception is limited to what we can see with the physical senses, but religion suggests the purpose of life is to prove our worth to enter heaven. But if it's just a drama, are there any consequences of our actions? Or is it the awareness is achieved, that is the right action and inevitable, or the right action is inevitable with spiritual awareness and the drama is just an experience? Are you catching the question?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. Our emphasis is on truth, not that much on going to heaven. All of that is a result. It will follow. Even heaven in Sanskrit, the word is Satyug, age of truth. So at the present time, we just want to, we are like a truth fundamentalists. No compromise on truth. If that is our position, then you are going in the right direction. So when we are taking that position, you realize truth is, you are just seeing the right way. You are seeing the true family, you are seeing the true home, and your true treasures, true self, true father. And you realize everything is a wonder, and it is like the supreme and beyond belief. The truth of everyone, is beyond belief. This applies to humans, animals. That's why any sorrow of any kind anywhere is unnecessary for any reason. Such is the truth. And then there is this amazing three-dimensional story. There's films, sometimes you see there are dinosaurs and they are, creating fire, and that is all happening in the story. Not a reason for sorrow. To the extent person is in the falsehood, deceived by this story, to that extent are the vices, sorrows, ego, desperations, Ravan, all of that comes. To the extent we are deceived and move away from truth. All that we need is be stubborn with truth. Just like Ravan is stubborn with ignorance, we have to be stubborn with truth. And then, that kind of inner life will create golden aged story. The story, the physical world reflects your inner world. So that becomes the result. But foundation is truth.
In Hindi, it's Sat Yog, isn't it? The age of truth. So
Yes.
it's very beautiful. Maybe I can ask one more question from the Romanian group. If we are that pure beacon of light, how do we do service? Do sending light to others who don't know this knowledge, don't know God, and they don't even know the home of souls. So something that is covered under Sanjivani, but anything you want to mention now?
Sure. All that we are doing, for the time being, like say, as an experiment, 10 minutes, I leave this story behind. I don't need to think of the cartoon world, Mickey Mouse. You're not trying to change Mickey Mouse or Mickey Monkey. That is not your priority. That is going on, drama. Your attention is in the real world behind the cartoon. And in the real world is the true family and the true self. You're just seeing this. That alaukic environment, you are awake and you're just seeing. They exist and you exist. As you are seeing this reality, your attention, it creates light. You don't need to win argument with others that there is a home and that is not required. Not in this practice. Nothing wrong with that. That is another effort. But Lighthouse doesn't go to convince others come to the light. It just sends light. So here you are just seeing this wonder of everyone that already exists. That is the donation of yoga. So the soul that is conscious, seeing that dimension, world of God and world with God. You're just seeing it. And other day we said, because the invisible prince who is conscious, there is clarity. He is not just listening to some commentary, he is seeing it. So there is clarity. He is out of darkness. If it is ego-based effort, there will be some kind of what he will say, it is a meditation exercise. But for the soul who is conscious, there is clarity, there is conviction. And if you add to this concentration, then in Baba's words, light will reach far. Wherever they are all in the drama, they are there, caught in the cartoon, some Mickey Mouse somewhere. But that light will awaken them, start the process. They may be not interested even, but that will start the process in them. Just as it started in us. It cannot be engineered. We started the process not because of some clever argument from someone, but it is the yoga, tapasya of others. Those who have been doing tapasya and from Baptada, that is, the light is creating this result.
Very helpful to pinpoint the dynamics. And yeah, there aren't any other questions right now.
Mm-hmm. Let us create some minutes in experiencing this. I hope the sketch that is in front of you is not confusing, too many lines. But since we have heard what it is all, it is useful. We understand the extraordinary value of Paras. It is the game of the intellect. And Paras, we all have Paras, that's why it becomes fun. In 1 second, we are seeing the physical world for what it is. The reason we are using this strong word cartoon, it is good. If there is resistance, if we don't like to call this word cartoon, it is not like Mickey Mouse. It is resistance will be from ego. And more the reason for us to use those words. Because the physical world, its power has to be lowered. See it as really, really small and story. So it is a great cartoon. What we saw from morning till now, it is a cartoon. Prashant talking also, that is happening in the cartoon. Whole thing, it is a cartoon performance going on. Ego wants to make a big deal about things within it. But more we see it that way, ego also shrinks. That is a big success for us. But with the Paras, we are able to see the real world beyond this story world. Cartoon story is on one side, Mickey Mouse world, but there is a real world beyond. And that real world is alaukik, invisible, eternal. We see this in the image of the sky. see it in color. Home of the family. They are the living stars in this sky. All are divine beings. And we use these words with meaning. There is no demon at this level. Nothing inauspicious. They don't even have any needs, no desires, no disappointments. We are seeing this dimension and seeing that here is the great family. They are immortal, they are all beyond harm. Such is the truth of everyone. We are just seeing this. So aware that this is the world with the God. And he is also like others in the image of a star, a presence, one who is the wisest, one who is always paras, always in truth. And so remains that being of bliss and love and peace and contentment, wisdom always. We are just seeing this wonderful truth, not as a meditation. We are seeing the reality of this. This alaukic environment favors the soul. Soul becomes conscious. And this is a milestone that we are looking for. Soul becoming conscious. For him, it is normal to be that tiny point that is natural and normal. To be completely free from that cartoon world is so normal, obvious. It appears strange to mix his life with the cartoon. It appears normal to be immortal and timeless and endless. His world is endless. It is only the cartoon that has got beginning and end. It is completely normal for him to belong to that supreme sky and belong to that great family. Family, divine souls, all belong to this family. True self, he understands, he is the true player in this whole game. And he feels worthy to belong to God. There is this eternal bond of belonging, worthy to be loved by God, worthy to have company of God. Who feels this? The invisible player. He knows he is the invisible prince who belongs to the King of Kings. This is the real royal family here. Crown prince was used today. Here is the real family, princess and King of Kings. Others are royals in the story, in the temporary story. Here is the eternal divine royalty. And this is not nice metaphorical. For the one who is conscious, he sees the obvious. So this language of crown prince, it is not metaphorical. This is the way the reality is. That's why the world of disbelief, we are in the world of truth, world with God, world of divine family, the royal family, world beyond harm. Story cannot harm anyone, even the slightest. And the world of joy and love, world of silent celebration, full love, nothing inauspicious in this reality. Ever. Such is the world. As long as we stay in light, this experience is ours. The world is like this forever. Just one factor, light. Then the experience is guaranteed. Whole thing in our life with God, company of God, the greatness of his personality, greatness of the self, greatness of everyone, we are able to see it in light. We are also seeing the story as story. In full light, we are seeing it for what it is. We are not running away from it. We are not avoiding it. No, the story is great. In the story, Mickey Mouse is nice and Mickey Dragon is also nice. Variety, different characters, different scenes. Perfect story. All we have done in these minutes is we valued the life in light. That is all. We came in the light, and light doesn't stay for just one person. Light spreads in all directions. And the results are guaranteed. Results are guaranteed as long as there is light. Not just a talk on light, but there has to be light. Then the results are guaranteed. Victory is guaranteed. Thank you. Want to add anything? Should use the word fun with light, some playing with light.
It's beautiful, this world of disbelief. It is difficult to language, but that captures it beautifully. I was thinking about the environment of light, because the default is darkness, and we emphasize the intellect that is bringing light, and we take responsibility for that. But to understand the game, how much of the influence of darkness is our own, and what is the influence of the environment which is being created collectively in this Iron Age? Just to understand the game. Is the question clear?
Yeah. Ultimately, we need to take responsibility for whatever has happened. And all that happens is herd is going in the darkness. That is what is going on. The majority of the souls, we are talking about 8 billion now, their attention is, they want to know details and details about Mickey Mouse. What is Mickey Mouse doing next? What is Mickey Mouse thinking? Their yoga is there. Their ekagrata is also there. Full concentration is also there. And their solitude, they are practicing it fully, but in a wrong direction. And when the current is in that direction, you need to be powerful to withstand that the running current. So everyone gets pulled by that. That is the story of the Copper Age, Iron Age. So at the present time, we have the option to, and power. When Baba comes, then light comes, knowledge comes, and with that comes power. So you are able to understand what is happening there. And you are changing the direction. To start with yourself, and you are changing the direction of the tide.
The word responsibility is very empowering. And there's a comment in the chat, appreciation of the word fun with light, because that energy of joy and play is needed to maintain the enthusiasm. Otherwise it can become like dry, or the energy is not the same energy. On this note, if tapasya creates light, what is the process? Question.
What is the process? Tapasya, and the various things we've been talking about. Start with light. We saw the whole chaos happens because of darkness. And otherwise, why would a immortal prince who has got this world of disbelief and wonder and world of fullness, world of joy, love, why would he become a beggar and lead a life like a victim, worried about death when he's immortal? Why would anyone do this? The whole chaos is created by darkness. As we are emphasizing, all of this chaos that exists in the world, it is only because of darkness. It is self-inflicted. It is because of confusion. There is no reason for slightest sorrow for anyone, anytime, for any reason. This is the way Baba says. And today also Baba was saying that there in the Madhuban campus there was physical storm and tents were blown away and water coming into your rooms, houses. Baba is saying, was there even 1 second of fear or questions? Position Baba takes is, you are 100% happy in all situations. Because truth is like that. But to the extent of the darkness, then you are completely ruled by the Mickey Mouse cartoon. They are literally living in the cartoon. That is the stubbornness of the ego. It doesn't want to question it. That this is confusion. Feel free if you want to add anything. Is there anyone who has any ego? Anyone has seen this stubbornness of the ego?
Yes. No, some nods, some smiles, and yeah. Question here. The real challenge comes with how to stay aware of my eternal reality while playing the roles, multiple roles. We become slave and ego dominates. We drown due to many attachments and we suffer. So
the answer is the same. Wait 5 minutes in the midst of all this, 5 minutes of solitude and concentration. Ekant and ekagrata, what we heard today. And during these 5 minutes, you go for the best, see in full clarity. It is full light. Our emphasis is this. No compromise on light. Go in the full light. We can't win this war with Maya in darkness. Our strength is light for ourselves and light for others. And it is beyond words. You're staying in light. Experience that. It is 5 minutes. Just want to add one more aspect here, and then we may be taking a break. And what it is, imagine there is a car and some smart model, the best, it can do amazing things, and that car is with you. You got a perspective of that car. Imagine an ant. Ant was to see the car. What will it see? It is also conscious. Ant is also, has got its life. But what will it see? It will be stuck with some sticky junk somewhere on the tire. And that is all it is interested in. That is its idea of what it is. It completely misses the car, incapable of seeing the car, stuck at that level. When you are able to see the whole car, then you understand, okay, there is a car, and then you are also seeing your world beyond the car. And you are seeing that sticky junk on the tire also in the context, whether something need to be done there or maybe nothing need to be done there. You are seeing it in the context of the bigger life. When we are saying patthar and when we are talking about ego, it is like the end perspective. And this is the perspective that with which the iron-aged world is living. They are stuck in that sticky junk. And it becomes a major crisis. Someone takes away that junk. It becomes a major crisis, destruction. All the social media in the end world talking about the major disruption in the junk supply, and so that is full. Everyone is busy. Ant world is fully busy. They got success also. They all want to become big ants there. So if you let yourselves go there, that is the level you will be staying. But our aim here is not ant becomes a big ant. You are getting the perspective of the car. You are understanding the whole map, what is happening there. That's why we said that broad intellect, unlimited intellect, that stretching of it's a game of the intellect. But now you are seeing the car and you are seeing what the world is beyond that car. Car is nice, but even you don't even need that car. Life is something independent of the car. Same thing happens here. You are seeing the great performance, Mickey Mouse performance. In that context, the details about what Mickey Mouse said and why it said, they are irrelevant. You are seeing the whole story. You are seeing the story. Story is great. Like, for example, someone might say, there is destruction. How can it be great? Is it because they are seeing from the end perspective? And for that perspective, destruction is major crisis. When you are seeing the whole story, it's story. Story, of course, will begin and end. But we are seeing the world beyond the story, and there is perspective is different. Baba is seeing from that perspective of that full light. And in full light, you are seeing the car and its place, and whether it matters. Car is there, not there. Does it matter? And you are seeing the reality beyond. It is a shift of consciousness. Soul becoming conscious, necessarily means it's a shift of consciousness. It is not that you are still saying me, and same values and same desires. Then it is lavender. Like the ant, some little sticky sugar, that is its success. Then at that time, it is a different consciousness. If the shift of consciousness happens, then your world is different. A world of celestial celebration. And as was mentioned, you see the sky is wonderful, but story is also wonderful. Everything is perfect. Storm and rain and getting, things getting wet and That's all. Everything is great. Story was great. So let us hear from you.
Question about giving. Is altruistic behavior in the drama potentially ego-based? Or can it be not necessarily ego-based?
It is ego-based. And when it is soul-based, that altruism takes different form. To help other princes wake up, that becomes your obvious priority. To help Mickey Mouse get a bigger head is not altruism for the one who is conscious. Nothing wrong with it, but it is not soul-based.
Would you say because sometimes there is a visible, apparent giving at the drama level also, but it is in the context. So the main donation, giving or help is invisible, but there could be also a physical act as well.
Yes. I know here the question implied that is seen as altruism. If someone sees it as altruism, then it is ego-based definition. When it is soul-based, he is happy to perform that action in the drama, but he won't define it as altruism.
Yeah, that's helpful. There was a comment earlier, light is beautiful, but it's when it's surrounded by darkness. It's a bit like the stars in the sky or a flame. We appreciate it when there's darkness. It was just a comment, but they were saying it seems paradoxical. If you have any comments on that.
One is appreciating light. Light is beautiful, agreed. But what happens during the daytime, it is not just the light that we are appreciating. Light lights up the world, and then the world becomes beautiful. So also here, it is no darkness at all, full light. And light is not even seen in that full light. But that light is lighting up this alaukic world, and it lights up. And that's why we are able to see in an obvious way the wonderland.
Yeah, very interesting. Thank you. Glad that we brought that up. So it's possible it's a good time to pause for rooms. And
Yes.
do you have any question to pose for the discussion?
It is nice to understand this wonderland and the aspect of creating light, how we can, general discussion. No, not a specific question, but you might like to think of the question.
So how can we create light? What are your experiences of the wonderland? or experiences. It's something just to kind of start the discussion, and based upon what was shared, it would be nice to hear your questions, your thoughts. So Heather will be inviting us shortly into rooms, and just a reminder, if you're in a position to come into camera, it really makes a nice feeling of connection if you can, and giving everyone a chance to share you first attitude. So enjoy, and we'll see you back in just over 10 minutes. Thank you. Welcome back. Hello, welcome back. We didn't finish any important moments in your discussion, but as always, it's lovely to hear any sharings in the chat. So we can take a minute to hold that space of the wonder for 1 minute together. Thank you. Became detached from Zoom for a moment. Welcome back, and would like to welcome Prashant to answer this question that's just come. Could you touch a bit more on Mighthouse? Today there was also discussion on light, but what is the Mighthouse in this context? Thank you.
Yes, sure. And of course, this is an area of our experience. Lighthouse is first, and more stable one is, you automatically will be in a position to make it easy for others. And so that is an extra help. But more of the experience for us. Let us create another couple of minutes in that experience. Let us check in the last 5 minutes if we were in light, if we are in full light, or if it was full darkness. We'll call it full darkness if all this alokik was completely forgotten. And the Mickey Mouse world had become your everything. Then it is full darkness. One can be talking about knowledge, it is all in the context of the Mickey Mouse. But even if it is full darkness, that is not a problem. We can bring about a full shift in a second. So this is our effort. Honestly, to see the contrast, not to create more confusion, but see if it was full darkness, okay, it was full darkness. But now we are in the game of light. And in full light, we are seeing what this world is about. In that Mickey Mouse world, there is holy corner also, but it is still Mickey Mouse. If we are not mixing our life with the cartoon world, then it is light. We are seeing the alakik. In this dimension, seeing the true family and the true father, seeing their greatness, seeing that they are safe, all are safe. That is why they are selfless and authentic and divine. We are just seeing the wonderful world whilst accepting the Mickey Mouse. And in the drama, in the cartoon, sometimes it will be high drama, sometimes low drama. Mickey Mouse may declare a nuclear attack on Tom, world of Tom. That is also going on. So even when the Mickey Mouse world becomes high drama, if the invisible player is not distracted, then it means there is full light. It is stable. That constant light is a necessary thing for Mighthouse. It is not just being sweet and kind in the story, and even altruistic in the story. That doesn't mean anything. This is a different game altogether. And your help is also at another level. You are helping the invisible players, the invisible brothers. And same with Father. We are seeing that very clear contrast. Anyone who is stable in this experience, that is all that is happening. He is just in that experience, regardless of the high drama or low drama. Alokik reality is emerged for him. Then he automatically becomes the Mighthouse. So the precondition for Mighthouse, there is no fluctuation. The sign of might is you are stable. He silently knows that the world, his world, is a world of fullness. There is no emptiness. As opposed to ego, ego feels empty in the midst of his millions. Internally, he feels empty. Whereas invisible prince, he feels he doesn't need to own one atom from anywhere, but he feels full. That's why he needs nothing and feels he lacks nothing. He experiences fullness. He feels his world is complete. Everything there. And his world is perfect. And his world is beautiful. Silently knows he's lucky, everyone is lucky. His world is of love. And everyone is lovely and worthy of love. He knows all are secure and beyond harm. He sees the success. He knows the final score. Since the final score is A1, everyone is noble and divine. So he knows the guaranteed success. Truth is positive, beautiful. And all of this is forever. Fullness and secure and world of love and joy and happiness and beauty, perfection. The whole thing is forever. Invisible Prince knows he's lucky, he knows everyone is lucky. He finds this physical world is even physically appears small for him. It is not dominating. It is extremely sophisticated, but it's a limited world. Like cartoon. Cartoon is limited. It has got beginning and end, and it is nice, but it is small. So also for the invisible prince, his world is without limits, is unlimited. It is beautiful, it is perfect, it is full, but it is also without limits. Whereas the physical world, it is just like any other cartoon. It has limits. And it is small. And it is a stunt. Something you make it is not something you worry about or you try to make friends in the cartoon. It is a stunt. It is nice joke, nice entertainment. And for it is the one who is conscious, invisible prince who is conscious. He can say, forget the body, forget bodily relation, because it is a stunt there. but at the same time, he's immensely lovely and loving, a true family. Happy to hear any comments, questions.
Trying to understand, we can't change the film. It is fixed, but we're helping the invisible audience that isn't fixed. And when you were saying there's limit, the drama is limited, it has its limits and it's a stand. I think sometimes it is apparent we're doing that. Something is happening, but the disproportionate help is in rescuing, metaphorically, but really, the invisible audience. If you have any thoughts on that. Yesterday you gave the image of drowning and helping someone. You need to be stable and then you'll be able to help. So the training for this in ordinary life, to be a lifeguard, you get training. Here we're training to be soul lifeguard. Do you have any comments on the training program?
Yes. The training program starts with the light and making ourselves getting used to this light. It is almost like building muscles. Paras has to be made strong, and it is nice. Baba says, Lighthouse, Mighthouse, remind yourself of Mighthouse. But Baba is Mighthouse. But for us, we have to start building muscles. The paras has to become stronger. And we need to see things without mixing. Every time you are doing this, you are contributing to the light and to some percentage might also. This is our training program. But it has to be in the direction of alokik. If I just keep thinking about the story and think that story level altruism is the destination or is a step towards the destination, then we are confusing ourselves. It is not, that is a different department. In this game, you are working at the alokik level from the first day, and you are building muscles.
Feels like the drama. Sorry, please continue.
No, continue.
The drama of life provides the training in a way. When you take that position, take the alokik position, and then naturally the training starts.
Yeah.
Did you want to add anything? There's one more question, but
Yeah, we'll hear.
Does a Mighthouse give energy for creating light like a power plant? The physical example of a a power station, and this is a alokik power station. Does that give energy for creating light?
There may be some connection there, but in this context, the way we've been talking so far, we're seeing that might in this case is to give an extra help to others. In a light, those who are strong, they will sort of take benefit of the light and start flying. But for some others, you might need an extra pull. And that is what the meaning behind the might. So you are giving donation of power also, not just light, and on an unlimited level. So just like might, just like light is also might on a big scale. But as always, if if you got some fire in your house, it will create heat and heat will go out. If you got coolness in the house, that will also go out. Same here, to donate might, you need to be mighty. And might is obvious if various situations in the Mickey Mouse world, it doesn't defeat you, then it is mighty. It's a test to our power. So we say power of discrimination or power to withdraw, power to back up. Means different situations come in the Mickey Mouse. And some are defeated by this, because that particular power is not missing. Not there. It was missing.
It's like a good checking for the chart and using it as an opportunity to shine light and to use the power to understand what is needed and understand what knowledge may be needed as well. So we're coming to time, and if there's anything you'd like to add, final thoughts, and after that we will have a drill from Manavan.
As we see such a central subject is light for us, and the whole problem of the world is darkness, and the answer is light. Playing with light is a nice image for us, making it fun. It is a long journey, and when it's a long journey, we can sustain it with the energy of fun and play and entertaining, but accuracy also. Not going into some quick results in darkness, but holding on to light and underlining the word expression, stubborn with truth. Then you will be Lighthouse and also Mighthouse. It is a message for all of us. We'll listen to the transmission.
Thank you. It's a great summary. The fun, energy of play, accuracy, and stubborn in truth. It's a combination for this yogi life. So thank you so much, and we will have some time for listening to Bapdada. Om Shanti Dua.
सर्वशक्तिमान